Welcome to JAMUP number 16. I am Mark. This is my man Jeff Lights Out Hughes, MMA superstar, since we dubbed him in the last episode. That's how I'm going to introduce it.
Superstar.
No, UFC superstar.
UFC superstar. Yeah, that's what they call me, I guess.
It'll probably change as time goes on. But,
we'll figure it out.
Eventually you'll win a title, and then you'll be a UFC champion.
Let's hope. That'd be fun.
Oh, it'll happen, sir.
Thank you.
I have seen the future, and the future is bright.
I trust it.
You should start wearing shades now, because the future is bright. The best dad joke I got for tonight.
That's a great dad joke.
And, yeah, welcome to JAMUP number 16. We're getting up there. Before you know it, we're going to be able to drink.
Ooh.
Well, our podcast will.
Our podcast will be allowed
we
to
drink on here every now and then, actually.
Isn't it crazy? Like, it took, 10 months to get to, 10? And then now it's just boom, boom, boom. We do it, every weekend or every other.
Yeah, it's going a hell of a lot better. I want to get up into the hundreds, then maybe the thousands. Joe Rogan, he's slowly closing in on 2,000.
He does 3 a day sometimes.
He doesn't do them once a week. That's for damn sure. He does them way more than that. That's good though. He makes mad dough doing it.
One day, I think this show's gonna take off, and knowing what I know about you and Jared, just I'm not gonna say it obviously, but that one might be a good one too.
What do you mean? To take off?
Yeah,
you mean OWC?
Anytime that gets YouTubed or something.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you meant Jay and Mark. Jared, my brother.
Is that still a thing?
No, we haven't done. 40 was the last episode, and that was the best of.
You guys did 40?
Yeah, we did 40 episodes altogether. Like I said, there was 3 best of episodes, so 3 of those 40 were.
I was part of 2, I think. Maybe
you
just
were.
1.
You were.
And he called me out in the 1.
Episode 16, I believe, which is the episode we're doing today or tonight, which is crazy. What a coincidence.
Crazy.
And then I think you were up there in the 20s or 30s maybe.
I knew I had such a good time doing it. I was so nervous the first time we did it, though. I was seriously driving over here freaking out. What am I going to say? Am I going to sound like an idiot?
Yeah.
I'm sure I did, but...
Once you got in there, though,
it was just a conversation.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, I remember... Because even in the best of episode that was number 14, check it out, people, if you missed it. Right? Yeah. 14. And even in the best of, at the very beginning, the first episode of JAMUP, all it is the introduction and you talking about how we came up with the idea to do our own podcast. And then that's it. Jared's like, wow, you see Jared for a second, and then goes straight to episode 2 because you can't hear me for shit in that episode.
Yeah, you were really good at this part of the podcast thing as good on the mic and good at questions and all that and keeping the conversation going, but you've gotten a lot better at the behind the scenes camera and sound and testing before it would take sometimes 40 minutes to get ready, which is really good compared to what would take me.
Yeah.
But now it's just 2 minutes, you're done.
Yeah.
Ready, let's go.
I put a lot of money into it, man, and I appreciate you noticing it because it's, like I said, money, time. It's.
Oh yeah, you're getting really good at it.
I'm learning a lot too, which is cool.
And this is your thing, This
yeah,
is one of your things,
I've been doing this for ever. How long you know me? I've been filming everything for the longest time. Since
we've been, I remember it's 6th, 7th grade. We started AHW in 7th grade.
Even before that,
yeah, I know you were recording.
I was always fucking around with the camera. It wasn't anything worth watching, but it was always fun.
Yeah. Do you ever go back and watch any home videos?
I do sometimes. Every now and then I'll watch the stuff that I put on YouTube a long time ago, the skateboards and the fucking around we're on Jackass or something like that. And
that was actually fun, though.
Oh, it was super fun.
Do shit like that.
I think it's the reason why I'm a hurting, aging man. Yeah,
but do you think, you look back at some of that shit, even some of the stuff I did, I was a big kid, I wasn't a small kid, and I was jumping off shit. Not so much, with you, but, I had other friends over in Canton South that we used to do stupid shit, with shopping cart, just like Jackass.
Yeah, I remember.
And none of us got hurt, ever.
Yeah. Not real bad.
Yeah, the occasional bumped and bruised, but nothing.
Worst thing that happened to me was I happened while I was skateboarding. You know the church up here, Moreland or whatever?
Yeah.
You know how there's that curb right out front where the steps are?
Yes.
We used to always skate that. There's two like plants that are there at the end of that curb that have really pointy, long leaves or like things coming off of it essentially. And I went to do a 50-50 grind on that curb. Flew forward, like my truck's locked up on the curb, flew forward, and one of them went in my ear and popped my eardrum. Yeah, I have it on tape. If I can get a thing to convert the little mini tapes that were in the cameras back then onto the computer, I'll post it and shit, but I got to figure out the way to do it. But I have it on tape, me just going, fuck, right when it happened. And then the pain was kind of there, but it faded away a little bit. I remember I went home, took a shower, water got in my ear, and I thought my head was going to explode. It hurt so bad. So that's probably the worst thing to happen to me.
No, I've had my eardrum busted twice in sparring in 12 years.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad, but one just very recent, and it's scary. It sounds like you're underwater.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy,
Really?
and it does not feel good whatsoever.
No, it hurt. And every time, like, it took about 10 days to heal completely, but for those 10 days, every time it even got touched, it hurt real bad.
Yeah. I remember I took eardrops for like 2 weeks and shit. Like,
just that's so it doesn't get infected.
Yeah, but it was heinous.
Ooh,
Like that
that
thing
would
just like
hurt.
stabbed me right in the eardrum. Yep. Because it goes to a real fine point. There's almost like a pine needle at the end to the, it's kind of hard, and it just went boop right in my ear. It was so weird how I felt because I fell sideways into it.
And any other way, I mean, it's better your ear than your eye, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, back there, Walt?
I guess he's getting his pillow situated. That's my strategy for this episode, folks. I put a pillow back there.
It worked.
Hopefully. Don't want to speak
I
too
got
soon.
fucked up at that church, too. I don't know if it was... Did you ever have a birthday party there, or somebody have a birthday party there?
I might have. Here, I'm just gonna.
Oh, my bad.
But I think we had a couple like gatherings there. I don't know if it was for me, maybe my niece or something. But
for
you might
whatever
have showed
reason,
up.
we were there, and we were going down the hill, the grass hill, on skateboards somehow, and like the wheel stuck, and I like jumped off the skateboard, and my ankle got caught under me.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was a lot of weight on my little ankle, and
I bet you weren't really a skateboarder either.
no.
I remember.
Well, I rode a lot, but like I didn't have many tricks. I could do like a varial kickflip. I know that was the only trick I could do. Just for you're bored, like it's like a kickflip, but it like goes the other way, right?
What are you talking
A
about?
varial kickflip.
I couldn't tell you at this point, but yeah, probably
I think because that's for whatever reason that's the only trick I could do.
a kickflip, but it goes the other way.
It like spin. It like doesn't just go this way. It like goes that way.
Oh, that's a 360 flip.
Oh, Dan Bishop called it a varial kickflip.
That might be like another name for it, but I know that Jason Lee invented the 360 flip.
Really?
The actor, yeah, because he was a pro skater before he was.
I saw some videos of them, but like that's the only trick I could do. I could barely do an ollie, but I could land that probably 1 out of 50 times.
No, I couldn't do all kinds of things, but I mastered the kickflip. I know that by the end. I loved board sliding. I went to 9th Street. I would board slide that rail all fucking day. Some days, all I wanted to do was board slide. So I just board slide it, roll back around, board slide it again. Like, it was
I could never
just
grind
fun to
anything
board
like
slide.
that.
I could pull it off, and that was a nice longer rail, so I could pull it off for a minute, and it felt good when you landed it and everything. Man, I miss skating sometimes.
The first time I got somebody took me to 9th Street, I was like, oh, I can go down just like the ramps and stuff, no issues. And I went down, and the very first one, it was like a 4-foot drop, and I fell, and my face landed on the metal, and it was so hot.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I remember. I remember like being so bummed out after that. Like I didn't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
I just sat there like, fuck this place.
I got pretty good there by the end. Like, my balance was on point. I had like great balance, but older I get, I see just how unbalanced I am not anymore. Like, fuck, I need to get a skateboard back and get that shit.
My buddy I worked with, Corey, he became like an actually really good friend. He's like phenomenal skateboarder.
Yeah.
Like very, very, very good.
Could like go pro or is?
I think he was close. at one point. Like for his age, he was like really, really good for his age, and then he quit, and then he just got aboard again. So because he was like telling me shit he would do, and I was like thinking in my head, I was like, you were like really good. He's like, yeah, I was pretty good.
Yeah, damn.
Like I'm so used to like guys like Tyler to me was pretty good.
Tyler was good. Dan was really good.
Yeah. I used to skateboard with Dan like almost every day.
When
we were younger.
Oh yeah, me too. Me, Dan, and Tyler. Greg Tice.
Greg Tice was a skateboarder. I forgot about that.
Greg.
That's funny.
But yeah, man.
Memory lane.
We always do that. Like
Yeah,
pretty much, there's always like a memory lane segment of the show. It's good though. I like it. It brings you back.
That's fun.
Well, I guess we could do Red Dead Round 2.
Let's do it until we get done with this game. This is going to be a topic every week.
I guess get used to this, guys. Until we're bored with Red Dead, you're probably gonna hear about it for a little while.
I think I'm almost like to the point where I just want to get shit done with. I'm like,
really?
Yeah, like I'm still having fun doing it, but I'm like, how many more side quests can I do? How many more before I just start beating the game, the actual game of it.
No, I think I'm at a point where like there's not as many side quests, or maybe I've done so many side quests that there's just not any to do right now. But I have to kind of do main story, or at least the big missions, because I don't know if they're all main storyline.
There's
so many at one time. Yeah,
if they're in yellow, they're main story.
And then there's other storylines that are in white.
Yeah, those are sub story.
Yeah. So
that's what I read at least.
So, but yeah, I'm at the point now where I have to do main story or something. Like I gotta unlock another city or something, which I'm psyched for. Dude, there's still like a bunch of the map I don't see, and I don't know how well, I do know how big the map does.
I think there's like a black outline, like an outline,
like a strong border of
of where it stops. Because like there for a while, it's like cloudy and you only see where you've been.
Yeah,
and then it starts to open up. But like you've explored way more than I did at your point.
Well, I discovered through a YouTube video that you don't necessarily have to sit there and ride all the way to wherever your destination is. All you have to do is basically get on the path and start like moving, and maybe even hold it so that you just keep moving consistently. And then if you hold down, like on PlayStation, whatever the button is. On Xbox, I don't know, but on PlayStation, it's the touchpad in the middle that changes the view.
Oh, yeah.
If you hold it down, it'll go into cinematic mode. And if you do it just right, you don't even have to touch the controller, and it'll just autopilot there for you.
Damn, I wish I would have known that.
Like, you want to at least be around to pay somewhat attention to know if, like, maybe, like, the Driscolls or the Raiders or whoever, somebody's trying to get you, because that'll still happen. But
those fucking bounty hunters are hard, by the way.
Oh yeah!
If I see like 6 red dots out of nowhere, at first I would try to shoot them. Now I just run away.
No.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, it's not worth losing some money and whatever else I might lose in the process.
There's a part in because you're about there when you go to that big city, but you've been there, so it's not giving anything away.
Well, there's still some stuff I can't do in that city.
Right. So there's I ran into somebody on accident, and the cop was standing right there, and I got off, and like my whatever the bounty or whatever was only like $10.
Yeah.
And they're like, put your hands up, and it gave me the choice to like give up.
Surrender.
And
yeah.
I just went into the jail, and then it's like a little cutscene, and then
I think they just take your bounty and
the bounty's done then.
Do they take more money from you, like as like a fee or something? I don't know.
But I had that thing up to over $1,000 because I wasn't giving up the one time. I just started firing and shooting everything in sight. People, civilians, horses. I was just like, nope.
That's why I'm kind of glad, like, right now in roads, I can't do anything like that, because I was losing all my money just by getting bounties and shit like that, just by running into people like you did by accident, or some person walking, like, right in front of my horse and me just, like, stomping all over
and then
him.
They turn around and shoot at you.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck you, dude, I'm sorry.
Like, in reality, you clearly were the one in the wrong here. But yet I'm the one who has, like, a $15 bounty now, and I killed somebody.
Yeah.
Like, it's bullshit. But the mask thing helps, I guess.
The what?
Wearing the mask.
Oh, yeah.
And I just found I guess he's like a bait shop, but he also sells like other things. He's probably a fence now that I think about it. But he sold me all kinds of crazy masks, like all kinds of cool masks. Like 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, he's like in a little hut somewhere in.
Was it in the swamp?
Might be. I think it might have been Rhodes actually.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll have to look it up. And
There's
let you know.
I think it's in Valentine maybe. There's like a little place where you can you like go into the banker, and if you walk around the building the back way, you can see this like little hole in the window. They covered up with newspaper, but they forgot to cover up one little hole, and this dude's in the back counting money. It's like a little racket.
Oh.
So you go up to I'm sorry, it's in the doctor's office. So you go in the doctor's office and you like point your gun at him. You're like, I went back there, and it's like these steel doors, and he lets you back there. You shoot everybody.
Wow.
And it's only worth like $100 and some, but
damn,
it was still fun. It was cool, and I guess there's like more of those now. So now I have to go discover all those.
Shit. Well, at least I led you to something.
Yeah.
Like I've been treasure hunting like a motherfucker. Like,
I haven't done that once.
Like it's different than the first one. Like the first one, you just had like 10 or 15 treasure maps, and once you found the thing that the one map was leading you to, the treasure was there. This one, there's like I don't even know how many treasure maps there are, but I know there's series of treasure maps. Like you want to find this like blah 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 blah's gang's treasure, and then this one is like this guy's treasure, and then so you're finding a map that leads you to another map that leads you to another map that leads you to another map that leads you to the
like
treasure.
More realistic.
Yeah,
like
you know,
like
you're. It's not all like spelled out for you. You're actually searching for the treasure, and so I've been doing that a lot. All kinds of little weird side things, but like I said, I've had to start doing more main quests. But you talking about like stumbling into that thing that you only got like a couple $100 for or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like a little private racket.
Reminds me of something that happened to me in the game where I don't know if you've ever like done something randomly, like thought, oh, that's a big house. I wonder what's in there. I'm going to go in there, you know, and see what I can steal. Like done something like that just randomly that wasn't like a quest or something.
Yeah, I went into a couple houses.
But has it like, have you killed somebody in that instance and it like fucked up a mission?
Oh,
a future mission?
No.
No?
No.
It didn't happen for me, but I'm afraid that I might have fucked up a future mission. Because I saw this big house cabin in the middle of nowhere. There was kind of like a farm or ranch around it, but it was dark, so I didn't really notice what it was. And I was like, shit, I'm going to go. All the doors were locked. There were lights on, but all the doors were locked. So I went to like a back door, and when it didn't open, I shot the lock, and it made the door unlock, and I went in there. But when I shot the lock, I heard people inside the place go, what the hell was that? And so I'm like, fuck, they're coming. But when I went into that back door, it was just a small room in the back. You couldn't even get into the house from it. But there was a chest in there, and I got like $400 or $500 from it. And then
that's just like a racket, dude.
No. But this is the thing. But those people eventually found me. It was a big fat dude and a woman that sounded like a crazy bitch, like crazy. And they were ready to kill me, but I killed them. And I didn't think anything of it until the next day. I got on YouTube, and I saw those people in a thumbnail for a YouTube video, like those exact two people, the girl and the guy.
Uh-oh.
And I clicked on it, and apparently they are like pig farm. It's like the Aberdeen pig farm or something like that. And they're like some crazy motherfuckers, because when I killed them and went in the house, I opened up one of the cabinets, and Arthur immediately got disgusted and closed it. And what you see in there is like a bunch of like bones and shit, like human bones. So I think they're like cannibals or something. And I might have killed two people.
So they might have been a mission.
Yeah, and I fucked it all
that's
up.
That's cool.
But spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But too late. Spoiler alert. But I'm not sure. I'm hoping that like maybe they just respawn or something.
Yeah, they might, or you just that might have been the mission though. Is you walk in, you bust in, and you shoot them.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like maybe
I haven't found that.
But I like nothing popped up to indicate that it was a mission, and then I like failed it, or that like I completed the mission or something.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just a random.
There's so much. They put so much effort into that game. It's crazy.
It's a cool game though, and like we talked about hair last time, and I'm pretty sure your hair stops growing at 7. because there's no more like to go after that. But the beard, it goes to 10, but I'm stuck on 8, even drinking like hair tonics every day. So
you look good.
Well, thank you.
You look like you look like a legit cowboy. I look like the one, you know, the one badass girl that's in your gang, Sadie, I think her name is. She, because I have my hair all cut nice and my beard trimmed up, and she's like, "You don't look like a outlaw. You look like an accountant or something like that." And it was like funny that I just got my hair cut and they commented on it.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why too. But see, all I get is insults about how I look. Like, damn, dude, you're like, I don't know what they say, but it's basically like I'm letting myself go. I just don't give a shit, which I kind of don't at the moment.
They actually might make you cut your hair eventually, because there's there's a couple missions where they're like, "Oh, you clean up nice."
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's going to be like
it might require me
to.
You
need to go clean up, you dirty son of a bitch, or something like that.
Yeah, that could be. How do you hunt a lot?
I'm not very good at it. I like the fishing part more. But I want to get into like the legendary. I want to learn how to do it.
The cool thing about the legendary animals, they're harder to kill, obviously, but you can use whatever ammo, whatever gun. You don't have to worry about damaging them. They will stay pristine.
About. Okay.
So I learned that because I killed the legendary wolf, and it took quite a few to kill him, or I was gonna die. You know what I mean? And I was already in the middle of a quest, or like a side thing, and I didn't want to fuck up everything I was doing. Although I'm pretty sure it respawns you pretty close to the area that you were in.
Wasn't the first legendary animal you got was the grizzly bear with Josiah, whatever his name is? I died though. I stuck around to try and kill him, but he snuck up on me and I almost died. He fucked me up pretty good.
I don't know if you ever found the pipe for Dutch, because he asks you for a pipe, or if he even asks you for it. But I found it. It's in a little cabin, but there's a big ass fucking bear in the cabin waiting for you. And
God damn, you found way more shit than me.
And but I walked around. I came up to the back of the house, and the back of the house is just like busted open, like that's where he entered. And so I was able to get like the jump on him, and I was able to kill him. And that's the only bear I fucking killed is that one, because I was able to get the jump on him.
I found a couple black bears, but no grizzly besides the first one I killed.
But yeah, and I got that legendary cougar that you got as well in that cave, and still trying to get a legendary fish so I can mail it to that dude, which is weird to mail a fish, but whatever.
Yeah, I thought I didn't hear that part, so like I had the fish and I was like, now what? And then I read the little text says, now go to the post office and mail the fish. And that's the first. I was like,
so really? you didn't find that guy, or no, you didn't hear that he wanted you to mail it to him?
I thought I had to deliver him back to that house.
Gotcha.
But when they told me to mail him, I was like, that's weird.
That is weird. I thought it was weird as well.
Besides that, though, I would give the game a 9.75.
9.75? Yeah. I gave it a 9.9 on the last episode. I'd probably go with a 9.75. Maybe even a 9.8.
What pisses me off is the fucking horse. Like, it's realistic. I get it. He runs into trees and shit, but there's a couple God. He'll run into a tree. You'll get back on it. All right, no problem. And then like 5 feet later, you trip over a rock.
Yeah. And I think non-player characters like are designed to sometimes purposely just fuck you up.
Really?
I think they are. Like, sometimes they're just designed to randomly glitch out and just go to the side or something. Or they just made some characters just be assholes. Maybe it's your reputation or your honor meter, depends on. But there's been so many instances in where this should not have happened, and it happened.
I've had a couple instances where a guy's sitting there, like, cleaning something, and you look and he's not sitting on anything, he's just air squatting. And you're like,
earlier,
that's a glitch.
When I was setting up for this, I just let the game roll for a minute. Arthur was probably just standing there for like 15 minutes. You know how it goes into cinematic mode and you see all kinds of things. And one cut scene like caught my eye all of a sudden, and I looked up, and there's just a cup on the table in the camp, just like it's going everywhere. And I'm just like, geez, I stopped and looked at it for a minute. I was like, I wish I could like screen cap this or something. But it was there's some issues for sure.
It's such a big game. There's gonna be
there
has to be some bugs. Like if you go to like Elder Scrolls and like the Oblivion games or whatever, they're nothing but bugs.
Yeah. Like compared to Elder Scrolls, this isn't. What happens in Red Dead 2 ain't shit.
Yeah,
but
I've never played those games, but I've heard.
But like I haven't had a single instance, and I'm gonna have to knock on wood, but I haven't had a single instance of like getting stuck somewhere and having to reload or something.
One time,
really,
I did with a wagon. Yeah,
oh,
I tried to avoid the guy. This was early, and I tried to avoid the guy. That was like a little side mission. Before running him over, I just took a hard left, went down the hill just a little bit, and got stuck between a tree and a boulder. I was like jammed in there. And
how do you do with wagons, like driving wagons? Are you all over the place?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I noticed that I do tremendously well in the first-person mode driving a wagon. It's so much easier.
Huh. I try to stay out of first-person mode.
First-person mode,
I'll definitely do it now that you say it.
I use it for, like, searching because I want to be able to see things. And I noticed, I don't know if you know this, but if you go into Eagle Eye mode, it'll show you all the things that you can take and search for.
Yeah,
and like certain things will highlight out. Yeah.
God damn, you got this shit figured out.
Well, I looked up some tip videos on, like YouTube. I didn't look them up. They just send them to me. Like they're spying on me. But yeah, man, I'm playing it a lot. If I'm not doing something else that's important, I'm playing the game.
I have my daughter though. She's so like I had her from Thursday to right before I got over here, and she's like. She's into coloring a lot right now. Like coloring books, that's all she likes to do.
That's cool. That's a good sign.
And she's like, "Hey, Dad, you want to play cowboy game?" And like I'm like, "Yeah, let's play cowboy game."
Nice.
She gets up, puts her stuff away. She goes in the kitchen, grabs a chair. She grabs her controller that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And we sit there and we play the cowboy game for 2 hours, and then
she
gets bored, and then she goes back to coloring.
She's like you, man. I'm sure you got bored and went back to coloring too.
Yep. I used to color so much, but like this kid is identical to me. She
looks exactly like you too. Oh, she looks just like little Jeff Hughes, the kid I grew up with.
I know she does.
Just like him, but like long hair and a little girl, obviously.
Yeah. So today she had a little attitude. She went to go get her coat off the coat. We have like this thing with hooks and has a shelf on top, and we have this like one of those, girly fucking family or whatever picture frames. It's about this long.
Yeah.
She got mad and yanked her coat, and when she did, the thing fell and it came in and cracked the corner, got her right in the eye. She's bawling. So I was like, "Man, you're just having a rough day." So I got a text from her mom when I dropped her off. She's like, "Oh, I asked Jordan if she's having I asked Jordan what happened to her eye." She goes, "Nothing, Mom. I'm just having a rough day."
I like it. That sounds like some shit you'd say back
yep.
in the day. That's
she's pretty good. I mean, I can't complain.
Kids say the darndest things. And man.
She's a comedian. Like, not only do I think she's funny, which, like, I'm biased, but, like, everybody thinks she's if you're around Jordan, you're laughing. Yeah. Until she tries to be funny, then you're like, you're being crazy. Settle down.
Well, I don't doubt that at all. She's super adorable.
Oh,
Most of the time when you're super adorable, anything that comes out of your mouth is pretty either funny or the
And she rolls her R's a little bit, so it's like...
Oh, so that makes it like extra cute.
Yeah. Until she's like 10, she's still doing it.
Yeah. Airplane! Well, she's 15 years old.
No. I have a cousin like that. He still does it. He's like 32.
That's I can't even take credit for that. That's a Jeff Foxworthy joke. So if you guys are pissed at me for saying that, get pissed at Jeff Foxworthy, not me. I just repeated it.
If you get pissed about it, oh, dude. By the way, talking about getting pissed about a joke. So I have a buddy that when I was in Louisville, he was like my best friend. Like we were inseparable. We lived together.
No, I remember the brief years you were in Louisville. Yeah.
So me and him lived together when my mom kicked me out. I lived at his house. And then after we graduated, we lived together. I still consider him a good friend, even though we don't talk anymore, hardly ever.
Oh, yeah. That's,
mainly through Facebook.
That's getting old, I think.
But, like, so I sent him a meme. And it was like a funny jerk-off meme about the military. He's in the military.
Okay.
And I thought it was funny, and he did not think it was funny.
Oh.
And he let me know about it. And I was just like,
Damn, dude.
I pretty much was like, dude, if you're gonna be a prick, I won't talk to you.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
Like, learn to take a fucking joke, man.
That's what it is. It literally is like, yeah, you can't make those type of jokes, and I'm like, I'm not making a joke about the military. I'm making a joke about jerking off.
And technically, you didn't make a joke about anything. You just shared a meme.
Yeah.
Somebody else made
to
the joke.
him. It wasn't even like on my Facebook. It was in private.
Yeah.
I like sent it to him because I thought it was funny.
Shit.
You just can't win with people, man.
You really can't. There's
you saying that reminded me of that. Like, can't make a joke about the military or you're an asshole.
Yeah. I can't say airplane.
You can't say air. I can't even say that.
Airplane.
A-pairing? I can't say
like
it.
Air and then like pain, like window pane, or like.
But without the R's.
Pain, like physical pain. Yeah. Airplane.
You said it good.
Airplane. Yeah.
But yeah, like so, like we're cool and all that, but like, just like, dude, don't take life too serious.
Yeah. It's like I think I took like a picture of the computer screen and sent it to you. There's one comment on the last episode.
Yeah.
The guy was like, he even put it in quotations. He was like, Jesus, UFC 230 review and only one of you have seen it. How stupid is that? And I was like, I commented back. I was like, did he not review it? And then I was like, nowhere did we say UFC 230 review. All I said was we talk UFC 230.
Right, and which we did.
Yeah. And literally nowhere, not in the title, not in the description, not even in the tags. So I think what happened was because it said UFC 230, Red Dead 2 review, and he just read it like it was a review
it's
for
an
all of
honest
us.
mistake.
No,
on his part.
Yeah, I don't know I can't remember what the guy's name was, but I don't know what you said. Just people not being able to take jokes. That wasn't even a joke. It's just that guy was just extremely unobservant.
Upset, yeah. But I'm gonna do it again because last night I watched a couple fights the UFC had in Denver, and one of my teammates and one of my old teammates, which is a really good friend of mine, fought.
Who was that?
My teammate is John Gunther.
Oh yeah.
And then the guy that I like, me and him like went on vacation and shit together was Devontae Smith. He had one of the best knockouts. You should look it up.
He watched the live shows a couple times, and I saw him on. He was on Contender Series.
He was
right?
2 weeks after me.
Yeah, I watched that.
But he just made
episode.
his debut in the UFC.
Nice.
And fucking knocked the dude out like quick.
Nice.
So good. Dude,
what the hell, man? You were on the show first, and you got the contract first, and then he's already got a
Here's
fight?
what I think happened is he lives in Denver. The fight was in Denver, and somebody fell off the card, and he stepped in for him.
Gotcha.
So, which is great. You know, I think he took it on like 6 days' notice.
No, I'm not bitching. Like, good for him. You know what I mean? But
I'm so
saying,
happy
like, what the
for
hell?
him.
You've been waiting for like ever.
But like, I watched that fight, and I watched Donald Cerrone and Mike Perry.
Oh yeah.
Cerrone won, and then the main event, I guess, was the fight of the year, and I was too tired and I went to bed.
What was the main event?
It was Yair Rodriguez and the Korean Zombie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, I'll have to download
Dude,
that.
and it was like, yeah, you should watch the last. You should watch the whole fight, but I watched the last second of the fight, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. I can't remember who he fought, but UFC 230, the Chris Weidman and who did he fight?
Oh, Jacare.
Yeah, that was a fucking good fight.
I didn't get to watch it.
That was a really good fight.
I almost forget that the UFC, they're on so much that I forget what weekend they're on.
Yeah.
Because they'll have like 3 weekends in a row, and then they won't do it for 2 weekends, and I just get confused.
Fuck, dude.
But yeah, so last night the fights were good that I watched and what I've read.
Yeah.
But yeah, so put that in your review. We reviewed it.
Put that in your review and smoke it, dude. Leave a comment on that one and a thumbs down. That thumbs down had to have been him.
We had one thumbs down.
We had one thumbs down, yeah.
Well,
fucking asshole.
I'm going to give you 2.
Ooh.
Like old WWF.
Make it 4, dude.
Boo.
Just like that. I second that notion. Well, cool.
Yeah.
We had a couple of things ready to talk about. And I can't remember most of them right now.
We did Red Dead.
We did. You threw in the UFC thing. Oh, you recently watched the worst pro wrestling match you've ever seen in a while, did you not?
Yes.
What was that, sir?
That was...
Go ahead. Rant.
That was the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane versus DX 5.0, 4.0.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I had to turn it off because like it was so bad. You know, like going to watch Colossal Tussle, and like we're on the trampoline, so we like kind of lose our balance, and before we do a move, that's exactly what it was like. Except they're on the best ring in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd like grab him and they'd like stumble forward and like Kane, his outfit looked like it was 4 sizes too small for him. And
not only that, at one point Shawn Michaels punched his mask off.
I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't finish the match. Yeah, it was closer to the end, but they're on the turnbuckle, and Shawn Michaels is like punching at him, and he literally punches Kane's mask right off. And Kane doesn't have the long hair anymore, so he just looks like fucking corporate Kane under there, which I'm sure everybody's aware of. But at first I was like, I don't know if that was supposed to happen or not. And then eventually Shawn Michaels, like not even like a minute later, Shawn Michaels eventually does like a jump like over the ropes and into them sort of thing. I can't remember what they call it. But Kane was still not wearing the mask, but they didn't show anybody bought a close-up of Shawn Michaels for like the longest time, and I was like, oh, Kane must be getting his mask back on. But Kane wasn't wearing his mask.
Why would they care? We've seen Kane so many times without a mask.
The very next shot of Kane, he's got his mask back on and everything. So
come on, WWE, get your shit together.
That was not supposed to happen.
We know what Kane looks like. He did a fucking movie.
Yeah, and he showed up like every night looking like that, like
corporate
for a long
Kane.
time. Yeah. He's the fucking mayor of Knox, Tennessee. Like we know.
My second favorite version of Kane was when he was shaved head and had no mask. When he was like super evil.
I always preferred like original version of Kane.
That's my first favorite.
Okay, of course, yeah.
That's when he actually scared me.
Yeah, he didn't know what he looked
red
like.
long sleeve. That I wish he would bring that look back.
That was slick. He was like, for a moment there in the very beginning, Kane was in like great shape. Then he got a little chubby for a while. He fluctuates.
Yeah, I understand that game.
But now he's older, so he kind of consistently stays.
Well, he's still in good shape. I'm sure he's stronger than shit because like he always was pretty strong.
Yeah.
I get it. Every single one of those guys are in their 50s.
Yeah.
I get it. But fuck, that match was terrible. I knew it wasn't going to be good. I didn't think it would be that bad.
It wasn't great at all. I wasn't expecting much of it. And I understand why they did the match. It was in fucking Saudi Arabia. Yeah. They obviously, that's something they want to see. And
until they saw it.
And I talked about this with Jared on Ohio WrestleCast too. Like, he said, if fucking Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Triple H and them were going to be wrestling at the Civic Center at a fucking house show, we would all want to go see that shit.
We would.
And Saudi Arabia's probably never seen that shit.
Right.
Even in Australia. Like, last time they were in Australia, like a month or two ago before this, because Crown Jewel is the thing we're talking about. Anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about. But before this, they hadn't been there in like 10 years.
Right, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, and that's why Shawn Michaels was just kind of there and didn't really... He did some stuff, but like Shawn Michaels was doing... I do have to give him some kudos because he was doing a hell of a lot more than I thought he was going to do, at least attempting. Like, he was probably the saving grace of the match, if there even was some. Like, he was probably the best thing about the match.
Well, I know Triple H tore his pec.
Yeah, I think...
Was it bicep or pec?
I can't remember what it was.
Whatever, but from his chest all the way down to his elbow is completely purple.
I thought it might have been like the same deal or something real similar to Finn Balor, because he shared on Instagram him doing the same thing Finn Balor did when he fucked up his shoulder in the hospital, like doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, so, Finn Balor really fucked his shoulder.
And they did like a side-by-side thing with it. So,
I actually like Triple H a lot.
Yeah,
and I think he does, like, his WrestleMania matches I get excited for now.
Oh yeah. He's consistently good. Like,
it just should not be with. It should be with somebody that compliments him, not like the Undertaker just can't go anymore.
I think this is all. I think Undertaker's calling like all the shots when it comes to his matches now. Yeah. He's just like, I want these guys.
Well, I get it. He deserves it, but like he just. There comes a time where it's like you're done. Like you're 50-some years old.
No, and I don't know if you saw the match in Australia versus Triple H.
I didn't.
But they botched quite a few times, and I'm pretty sure Undertaker got dropped on his fucking head and he might have been selling real hard, but when I think Triple H won that, if I remember correctly.
See, I thought this, because I remember them advertising it, I thought this was that match. They just turned it into a tag team match.
No.
So they did it in Australia as well.
Yeah, just like a month or two prior. And the only reason Shawn Michaels was there is because Triple H wanted, I guess, Shawn Michaels was going to be there, so Undertaker then had Kane be there. And then that's how it led to this, because they kind of like fought each other. But the thing that happened at the end of that first match in Australia, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels and Triple H won, and they all got together like doing like when the Click broke kayfabe type thing. They were all in the ring holding each other's hands up in the air.
Okay,
and
I
shit.
do remember reading about that.
And then Kane and Undertaker turned on them, and both tombstoned them both, and that's how it ended. Well, before they turned on them and tombstoned them both, Undertaker looked bad. Like, he looked like he needed medical attention. And he's one of the best, you know what I mean? He might have been selling it hard, but he could barely stand up. Like, I was legitimately concerned for him, because at that point, I was pretty sure he had been dropped on his head. I couldn't remember what happened, but it definitely looked like he was dropped on his head. And so he looked really bad. But then they turned on him, and he looked a little bit better, but you could still tell that he was just whooped.
Like the lights were on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, like he was.
Like he was when the streak was broke, when he got that concussion.
Yeah, and everybody was convinced that Brock Lesnar like knocked him the fuck out and shit. Yeah, which I'm still not sure about.
Fucked up.
He could have been.
I think he got a concussion.
It didn't look as bad as everybody made it out because I didn't watch it live, but when I did look it up and watch the video, unless they cut it and I didn't see the actual thing.
I remember watching it. It was pretty shitty, because I think the year prior to that was it CM Punk and Undertaker?
I can't remember.
Or was it Bray Wyatt and Undertaker? I don't know.
I wasn't watching at that point. That's why I went back and.
But I remember the matches leading up to that were actually pretty good, and the ones with Shawn Michaels were like all time classics.
Yeah.
And then that one, which Brock Lesnar does nothing for me anymore. Like, his matches are the same. And he used to be one of my favorites, and I used to think he was one of the best.
Yeah.
All it is suplex, walk, pick him up. Suplex, walk, pick him up.
No, he back in the day, Brock Lesnar was legitimately good. I enjoyed Brock Lesnar a lot. He talked. He was not very good at it, and it was funny half the time, not on purpose. Right. But I don't know. I don't know if maybe it was that moonsault that he botched and almost killed himself with.
Oh, the shooting star.
Well, shooting star, that's what it was.
That's one of my favorite matches, like maybe top 3.
But I don't know if that scared him or something, but every now and then he'll bust out something surprising, even now.
He's still super athletic, so when he does do something, like when he'll explode, it's like almost scary. You're like, holy shit, I forgot he can move that fast.
Although every time he does that, like, crow call or whatever, and it's like super high pitched, I just laugh. He looks it sounds so silly.
Yeah, I can't even do it.
I wouldn't say that to his face. But
I would.
That. And every time he says Suplex City
payday.
bitch, it never sounds as scary as he probably sees it.
Yeah.
It's like, Suplex City bitch. Like, that's how it sounds to me, but to him it sounds like some beast.
Well,
again,
it was really
don't
cool.
hurt me, Brock.
It was really cool the first time he did it. Everybody was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
And then now he does it every match. And you're like, nah.
Now he's Brock Lesnar, and he doesn't have to like try real hard anymore.
Well, I saw that he won the title.
He did. They essentially had to give it to him because Roman Reigns had to.
I know that, but
relinquish it.
Why wouldn't they just let that big goofy fuck?
I don't know. I think
run with it.
I'm not sure. That's a really good question, and I'm sure we'll find out before long. But I don't know if Braun's ready for that, to be the guy.
I don't think he'll ever be ready for that.
But they didn't want to bury Braun either.
Right.
That's why it took like 5 or 6. I think it was 5. It might have been 6 F5s to take him down. One of which was from the inside of the ring over the ropes to the floor. He took an F5 to the floor from the ring over the ropes. And he sold it like a champ.
That's impressive for a big guy.
So they were not burying him by any means. They made him look like
the guy.
Yeah, it takes a lot to take him down because he was pretty much. I don't think he had lost a match like
clean.
Yeah, like in a while without some kind of weird technicality. So
like getting thrown in a trash truck.
Yeah, well, that I think he like fucked up or something because they were not pushing him for a second. They were pushing other people, but then they brought him back up. He was like feuding with Kevin Owens and like doing nothing for a minute.
Is Kevin Owens back?
No, he's hurt right now.
Oh, is that why he said I fucked this? I'm out of here? Type. Remember when he pulled that thing?
He did do that, but I think that was storyline because he was still around for a few weeks after that.
That's
he
what I'm
got
saying.
hurt after that.
Okay.
But no, he got hurt. That's why he's out.
This turned into a wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah. So as impressive as like Braun Strowman is for how fucking big he is, like if you go back and watch the Giant in WCW, dude, he was like doing drop kicks and shit off the top rope.
Yeah.
And like he was the most athletic, big guy. Like there's like I consider like Undertaker a big guy. I consider like Razor Ramon a big guy, but I consider Big Show like in a different class.
No, you're right.
Like Braun Strowman and like who else would be another one? Viscera and like the big guys.
Yeah. I would even throw Brock into there because he's abnormal.
I would put him.
He's a freak of nature.
I would put him in the same category as like a Undertaker or like Scott Hall.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
The way I see it, like Undertaker and like even like Brock and other people like that, like those kind of big guys are big, healthy guys.
Yes.
Like Big Show, I'm sure has like health effects because of his size. I know that Andre the Giant did. Like Andre the Giant wasn't even capable of doing half the things that he was capable of it, but he probably shouldn't have been, and that's why he died so fucking soon. That, and I think what his thing was is he kept growing, but his organs didn't, and his organs couldn't support him after a long time.
And the fact that he drank like 100 beers a day.
I'm
that's
sure.
like legit. Or like 4 big jugs of wine.
Well, you look at a fucking beer can in his hand, it looks like a little toy beer can.
It really did.
It looked like the little plastic ones you used to get of like, well, you didn't have beer cans.
The little
toys,
4-ounce
but
Pepsis
they were like little Campbells or something. Yeah.
Little 4-ounce Pepsi. That's what an actual beer can looked in his hand.
For real, it was crazy. But yeah, those are like I don't want to say freaks of nature type things, but those are like abnormal big people, like unhealthy big people.
Right.
Not necessarily unhealthy.
Now, were you ever into WCW when it was in its heyday? Like, or you were? I remember you were more of a WWF guy.
I was probably more into the East. I was probably into WCW because of that time. Yeah. So that's probably when I was watching it most, but I still could tell you way more about WWF.
So like I listened to 3 podcasts, wrestling podcasts.
Okay.
I'm not even a wrestling guy anymore, but it's the Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, that's a great one.
Love that one. The Eric Bischoff one, 83 Weeks, and Tony Schiavone, What Happened When. That one's more of like a comedy one. It's Tony Schiavone's the old announcer for WCW.
No, I know him, but I've never heard it. And if it's more comedy, like I'll probably love it.
It's pretty fun because like Bruce Pritchard and Bischoff have like Bischoff ran the company and Pritchard was Vince's right hand man. Mm-hmm. So like they have insight, and Schiavone's just like, I fucking just went out there and announced.
It's basically like speculation and like bullshit.
So they go back and they watch like a certain like a Thunder or a Nitro in 2000 or 98, March 13th, 98. And like he just does funny shit. He's like, "Oh my god, I remember this fucking guy." And it's good. It's like worth the listen.
No, I'll definitely check it out. What's it called? It's Tony Schiavone's.
What Happened When?
What Happened When? What is it with wrestling podcasts and having like those weird like whole sentence like titles, like something to wrestle with, something else to wrestle with, like
that didn't last very long, did it?
On the network? I think they don't really do anything in like long seasons. Well, you know what I mean? Like there's weeks and weeks, almost like months between episodes of like Camp WWE and stuff.
Right. What it pisses me off is they used to put like the documentaries on there, and now they don't. They haven't put a new one on there since like
they don't really make them because they're almost like just making their own little series of shows. Like they do there's one that you see like once a year maybe, and it's called. And the only one I've ever seen, I think there's only one out now, but it's called 365, and it follows that person like from like
year.
WrestleMania to WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that. But there's only one, and it was like Kevin Owens.
Roman Reigns?
Kevin Owens.
Okay.
And it was really good. I liked it a lot, but they never make any more of them. And then like they do the WWE 24, which is like, I think you spend like 2 days with somebody. Like it's all kind of like that.
Right.
But they're just making those instead. I'd rather see like full-length documentaries or like
That's
a whole series of it.
Like I want to Amazon buy it because I wanted to watch it because it was supposed to come on the network. But was the Owen Hart one? Something.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, dude! If you go into the preview, whatever, there's like an actual thing that you can like preview the documentaries.
Really?
And it's like I'll send it to you later. But yeah, it has like a couple of documentaries they did that I'm really excited. I wanted to watch, but like it only does like the first 10 minutes of it, and then it's like
I got
you.
Kind of like they used to do for like pay-per-views back in the day, where you could watch like the first 15 minutes of the movie and then they'd cut it off, so you'd want to pay for it. Yeah, that's how I got to see Waterboy for the first time.
Awesome movie.
Yeah, because we were like in North Carolina or something, and we were at like an aunt's house, and we started watching it. My cousins talked to their mom into paying for it, and us being able to watch.
And it was like $3.99, but back in the day, that was a lot of money.
Yeah,
it was like
for sure.
$3.99. My dad would be like,
now they're like $10.99.
Yeah, you go to a hotel, it's like $10.99 to watch a movie.
Yeah,
like fuck that, I have my phone.
Yeah, for sure. Like I can get Netflix on my phone, no problem. Right. And that I could pay $10.99 to watch whatever the fuck I want. What kind of?
But yeah, so that was our wrestling talk.
Yeah, and I guess to kind of continue on with that, you wanted to, well, maybe, I can't remember who wanted to talk about it, but that would lead us into DC calling out Brock Lesnar.
I don't think he's going to do it.
You don't?
No, because I heard through the grapevine, a.k.a. the internet, that he's like...
The digital grapevine.
The digital grapevine, that he signed another deal with WWE.
He's the Universal Champion again, so...
Yeah, it was like a silent contract they did, which I didn't know if that was legal or not.
Yeah, I don't know the length of it or anything, but apparently he's sticking around for a little bit, whether or not they're going to build up the Braun Strowman thing and maybe hand it to him. But I know that DC, and I don't know how much validity or officialness there is to this, but he technically challenged him for the WWE Universal title as well.
That's all just that's like
that was all
bait or whatever. Like, yeah, to get a headline.
Yeah, but could you imagine? Like, because people were speculating for like a day or two, like, would WWE allow that? Like,
I know right now,
the UFC
if Lesnar somehow wins that belt, that UFC title is going straight to Raw. Like
never did before. He held the title before, didn't he?
No, not when he was still employed.
Oh, I thought he did.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind.
He's only fought one. Since he's been back in WWE, he's only fought Mark Hunt.
Really? Oh, no. So he has held a title, but not while he was also working with WWE.
Right.
Gotcha.
I'm saying if he beats DC, if that fight ever happens, he beats DC, the first thing he's doing is walking on the Raw with his Universal strap and his...
That could very well be a possibility, because I know they have a pretty good relationship. He probably won't like it, but I know like Vince and Dana kind of have a, I don't know if they're friends, but they have like
I think a mutual respect,
a working relationship, don't they?
Obviously, or they would have. Vince would have never let Brock do the UFC thing.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know how true this is, but I kind of think Dana's like kind of idolizes Vince in a way. Like he probably thinks Vince is the shit, and he's just trying to be the Vince McMahon of MMA. He
kind of is the Vince McMahon of
exactly,
MMA.
And I think he's even said that, like compared himself to it.
I mean, he's the like at one point Vince McMahon was the face of WWE.
He still kind of is, if you think about it.
Yeah, I put up like a wrestler over him then, but like,
well, yeah,
in like '98 it was him and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Like you knew Vince McMahon was the owner.
Oh yeah,
I wish I just miss wrestling the way it was. Like,
me too.
I try to get into it. There's just so much going on.
Did you hear the rumors about Chris Jericho and JR starting their own promotion?
Yeah, I heard that on one of the podcasts that I listened to.
I wonder how true that is.
They're trying to pull a lot of like really big talent to it. Like a lot of the...
If it's anything like the Attitude Era, dude, They might be able to pull it off
for sure. I wish they had like a WCW, like an alternate, like something to keep WWE on their toes.
Yeah.
Like I wish UFC had that too. Like as a fan of the UFC, like when they had Pride and UFC were like 1 and 2, it was fun because it was like, who do you think would win this fight? Do you think their champion would win or this guy would win?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So like that, as a fan, it was great. And now as a fighter in the UFC, I haven't fought in the UFC yet, but I'm in the UFC. Like, it'd probably be a little bit easier to get a fight rather than waiting around because, like, there's less people to
and there's
put
more
in the fights. Yeah,
for sure. So you are still hoping for like a January, February time period?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to happen January, February. I have no reason to think that, but
that's just what you're shooting for, essentially.
Yeah, I'm hoping like at that point, I'll at least have word of when I'm fighting by then.
Yeah. So okay, because you said that in the last episode, I just figured maybe there might have been an update in the last week.
No,
I don't know why I would think that.
I mean, that's the thing is like the fight game's always been like from the beginning to where I'm at now is like. No, you feel like you're training for nothing, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, fight in 8 weeks. Yep, I'll be there. It's just like boom, you got it. I don't know.
Pressure's on at that point.
Yeah, I always feel better. My whole life just goes better when I'm in a training camp. Like I feel like I have purpose.
It's kind of like people in the military. They just feel like that. Like they like that cycle and that being told what to do. Kind of.
That's a big thing for me. Plus,
it's just easier. You just do it.
Yeah, especially where I'm at now, strong style. Like I don't have to think; I just have to do.
Yeah, you're at that level though now. Yeah. See, I wish I could do that.
It's
like
nice.
Everybody else kind of just told you what to do. You just showed up. That'd be great.
That's what it is for me.
Everything's
It
there
never was that like that until I went to strong style. Once I went to strong style, it was like be here at 4. What do you think about like? They still give me like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, as in. This combination or like do you want to do this today instead of tomorrow and like flip-flop or what time you want to do it, but like most of the time it's like okay, Monday through Saturday we have you already planned out.
See, that's slick. I like that.
And now if something happens, you get a little tweak or you sprain something, they tweak around it, they go around it.
So would you say that's the biggest difference between the early days and now?
Yeah.
Like the biggest?
Yeah.
Nice.
So when I won the belt, I was training with a 185-pound amateur that had 0 fights.
Okay.
That was because everybody else left the gym. So
yeah.
that was like my main training partner. And he was like, hey, he's tough. He's a tough kid, but like not the caliber of fighter I needed to train with.
Didn't have any real experience. He just had the training.
He just could take an ass whooping, and he was like cool with it. But now I'm training with the best fighter to ever exist.
Yeah.
So it's like
now it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, no, I have to take the ass whoopings.
Yeah, but it'll all pay off.
Oh, it has so far, but yeah. So I hope soon something happens. Mainly because I love fighting and I love money, and those two kind of go hand in hand with each other.
I don't doubt that at all. It's like the beginning of time. Like every movie you see about a fighter, like it's all because like they want to feed their family.
They call. We're prize fighters for a reason.
Even like Cinderella Man, that's essentially what that entire movie was about.
Yeah, I love that movie, and
it's an underrated movie.
I've never caught the beginning of it until the last time I watched it. I didn't realize he went from riches to rags.
Riches to rags. I thought that he was like a struggling family, and he was essentially just fighting to.
What happened was he was one of the I think he was a heavyweight champion, and he was like they were living like this fancy house and like the very beginning of the movie, and then the stock market crashed, and then all of a sudden the next scene he's like in that little hut.
Yeah, they brought him back because that dude was like killing people in the ring because he was punching them like in the back of the head and like detaching their brain.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the stock market crashing, like it was the Great Depression, so he went from like being essentially like what we would consider a millionaire to like nothing.
To be in.
His kids almost died because he couldn't turn the heat back on.
Yeah, dude. Damn, I forgot all about that movie until like right now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's a good movie. I think there's like some true aspects, and like there's some truth behind.
Yeah, like the guy he played was like a real guy.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it was like it was a real guy and all that. Kind of like Rocky, like the dude that Rocky's based off of is like a legit fighter. But he tried to sue Sylvester Stallone for it. So at that time, Sylvester Stallone's like, no, it's not about you. Even though it's just like, it's exactly like that.
Is that dude dead now? Probably.
Ooh, I don't know.
If the movie was based on him and he was probably at that like age, at that point in time, he's probably, if he's not dead by now, he's close. He's old.
I can't remember his name, but he fought, you know how Rocky got the chance to fight Apollo in the very first Rocky?
Yeah.
He got the chance to fight Ali. That's why Apollo Creed was Ali.
I gotcha. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. Meanwhile, Stallone's
what the hell is his name?
No, it's not about you, bro. And then the guy's name is like Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa.
It's not about you. It's Rocky Balboa. You're Rocky Balboa.
Real. Now I have to know it.
Yeah, I'm curious to know.
Chuck Wepner. Yep.
Chuck Wepner is the guy that Rocky is based on.
It's supposed to be, yeah. He's still alive.
Look like
he's old as fuck now, but that was him back in the day.
Oh shit, he looks like somebody.
Looks like a mean mother. Yeah, that's him versus Ali. He took an ass whooping, but he didn't go down. Like the movie Rocky is about. Yeah,
Chuck Wepner.
He looks like my grandfather, my dad's dad, before he died.
A Wepner. Yeah, dude, he looks like somebody I've seen before, like an actor or like someone. Maybe it's him. Maybe I've seen him before.
Yeah, he looks just like my grandfather did.
He looks like a Red Dead character.
He does. Look at his fucking nose.
It's all like broken.
I don't know
and
if
shit.
you can see it, but that's a fucked up nose.
Yeah, maybe I'll throw it in there if I can find that picture again.
Oh, yeah, you can do that, right?
That shit is like a banana.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have a big nose, so my nose has never broke.
Yeah, that's good.
I got these big ass ears.
Got cauliflower ear. I know like everybody does. Yeah,
not that bad. Just like here and a little bit here.
Well, that's usually where it happens, right?
Right.
And that's just like exploding cartilage from all the impact.
Yeah, this one was like a full syringe to take out. It was like fold over, and I finally was like, this was, I think I was like 21, 22. I was like, Coach, can you get this for me? He's like, yep.
Wow,
it hurt so fucking bad.
Good. Did it feel better afterwards? Though? Like, is it nice to not have?
Oh yeah, it instantly, but it filled right back up.
Does it fuck with your hearing? Probably.
Nope.
No.
Nope. It just like so to lay down on your pillow. It's like so you got
the pressure.
Constantly, yeah.
Wow. So it's essentially just like swelling, like inflammation hurts.
And why it hardens up is because it's like the cartilage. Cartilage doesn't heal. It takes a lot longer for cartilage to heal. That's why I don't have cartilage in this wrist. But it doesn't heal, so like the cartilage breaks and the fluid goes in, and the fluid hardens, so that the cartilage can't.
Wow, so it builds up over time, almost separate.
Yeah. And it's from like getting broke apart and then not coming back together. Damn. So when they like draw it out, it's like a really clear, like blood look. Like it's not like a blood when you cut your finger. It's like almost like a pussy blood. It's gross.
It's essentially like some sort of body fluid. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really describe it. Somewhere between water and blood.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
But it's cool.
Yeah. But what else do we have to talk about? We're kind of rambling now.
Yeah, dude. I guess I don't know. What have you been up to lately, man?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, last week. No.
Working and playing Red Dead.
Yeah, I went to last night. I went to a dinner for Rachel's brother. He graduated grad school.
Yeah. Nicely done. That's pretty. You got pretty far.
Yeah. So like 3 of her, her included, like her whole, pretty much all of her siblings but one, but her other sibling that did not go to grad school is like very successful too.
Yeah.
So like all 4 kids are like really successful. Rachel, her youngest sister, and now her brother, graduated grad school. They're all like very, very intelligent people. But like we went to dinner last night to celebrate because it was his birthday too a couple days ago, and we go to this Italian place. up in Strongsville, and we're in the Pope room. It's literally just pictures of Pope everywhere.
Is this restaurant called Bucca de Beppo?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I've been there in California, and I've eaten the Pope room.
Have you?
The Pope room I ate in, it was just a giant round table.
And it spun.
It spun, yeah, and there was a like pretty large size
head
bust of the Pope.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's at that time it might have been the current Pope. I don't know if your Pope was the current one.
I don't know.
I've ate there before. Yeah, it's like a legit Italian restaurant.
Yeah, it's good. It was good. The fucking bill, like,
it's
crazy because there was like 13 or 14 of us.
It's not fucking Olive Garden either.
It's real Italian food. Like the I'm not a huge eggplant parmesan person.
But you enjoyed that?
Oh my god, it was the best eggplant parmesan I've ever had in my life.
See,
I was like, holy shit, this is good.
I was really young when I ate there. And I was probably like 10 or 11 when I ate there. And I was not a fan of most of the food because it was legit. And, like, I don't like tomatoes. And they're like, it's cool. They're getting pizza, so you'll enjoy the pizza. Oh, like, cool, I love pizza. It's essentially, there's no sauce on it. They just put, like, tomatoes on there and then put cheese on top of it. I'm like, man, I hate tomatoes. Yeah. And that ruined it for me. I was like, fuck, dude.
Would you eat that shit? Like, would you eat the real Italian food now, or are you still kind of like, I guess,
maybe I still don't like tomatoes. I don't, but either. Like I love me some like fettuccine alfredo or like chicken Alfredo.
We had the fettuccine, eggplant. We had these chicken things with that like Italian ham in it.
Nice.
That were
chicken cordon bleu. Is that what that is?
It was kind of like an Italian chicken cordon bleu.
Nice.
They got like a seafood pasta, which I don't think seafood and pasta go together. I love seafood. I love pasta. I don't think they go together.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was like clams and like, so I got just like, cause you know they come in big family sizes, so you spin the wheel, and I just got like this much of the seafood pasta, and I like took one bite of the shrimp. I was like, that was good, and then as soon as like right under the shrimp was like octopus legs.
Ooh,
and I was like,
tentacles.
Yeah, and I was like, nope, and I just
wow, yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of
that's what it took.
Calamari or anything like that.
I don't mind fried calamari, but I don't want to see that shit like in the same form it came out of the ocean as.
Yeah. Like if it's chopped up into little bits and you can't tell that it's a fucking sea creature. Yeah,
this thing looked like it just fucking swam up and jumped on my plate.
That's like every time you see like a whole fish has been cooked in like a movie or something, and I'm just like, they did probably do that for real, but like nobody does that, and not only that, I would not want to eat that. I don't want to eat something that's looking back at me.
No.
Like it's got to be like a steak or something.
I love shrimp, but like like when I buy the shrimp that's not peeled at the store, I'm like this. I'm like, ugh. Like,
I'm not a big I like fish and stuff. Like I'll eat fish, but like I don't want to eat like shrimp or anything.
See, I like that.
I've never had sushi. It's always just the thought of sushi. I'm just like I don't think I'd like it.
Oh,
do you like
sushi? I like a couple. I don't like the real fancy shit, but like I like the white people sushi.
There's
like
probably some sushi
California
I'd enjoy.
roll and the crab rolls.
Because I do like fish. It's just the thought of like raw fish or whatever to me.
Yeah, like
I think some of it's actually cooked though.
The shit I get is like cooked.
Yeah,
or steamed at least.
I'd probably like that stuff.
Dude,
I'd have to find the right one.
My old roommate Ben, we would go and I'd get like literally like what kids get as sushi is like California rolls and spicy crab rolls and shit, and then he'd get like shit that looked like it was crawling off the plate. What the fuck are you eating?
I do like crab. Like I've never eaten like crab legs or like actual crab or anything, but like I like crab cakes. I like crab meat. Like crab meat tastes good.
That's my favorite is crab.
But
crab legs.
Like a nice piece of like tilapia with like some butter and shit. It's really fucking good. Yeah, dude, some salt.
Maybe we'll do that after. If I ever get a fight, I'll take you out to. We'll go out to get a nice seafood dinner, and I'll never call you back.
To the date? Yeah, I was about to say, are you taking me out on a date, bro?
Yeah, well, I mean, other people will be there, but like you can sit by me.
All right, cool. No, you're not getting lucky after, buddy. That's cool though.
We'll see about that.
All right, maybe. You are Jeff Lights Out Hughes. I might have to.
No, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to do something similar to the Pope Room, but like not that place.
Make it the Dope Room, and you just have like
weed everywhere.
No, like you just worship that band, Dope. Like there's pictures.
All you listed is that Debonair song because that was like the only cool song they ever had.
I remember like our little group liking Dope for like a year.
I did not. I liked that one song, Debonair.
Yeah, I think I liked certain songs, but Dope. I haven't even thought about them until right now.
Dope Room.
Dope.
Let's do it.
That's so funny. Well, shit, sir. I believe we're over an hour, and I'm pretty much tapped for this episode.
Yeah. We'll probably not do next week, but we'll probably do the week after.
Well, wait, isn't the House of Hughes thing next Saturday? Or is it the Saturday after that?
Oh, yeah, it is this Saturday.
I was about to say, we're going to have a very special episode.
Let's talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we should give a
preview.
We don't know exactly how it's going to go down yet, but we talked about the House of Hughes. I believe it was the House of Hughes night of beer, video games, and buffalo chicken.
Buffalo chicken dip. Yeah, but I couldn't fit dip on the thing.
Gotcha.
Ran out of space.
But that is happening, and we had an idea prior for the Colossal Tussle to maybe do like a podcast simultaneously, which people would like interchange throughout the long process, and
it's probably going to be our
people.
It might be our the sloppiest but most viewed one because it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's definitely our most ambitious one.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'll probably do it. I don't know how well I can do it. I might not do it this way. Don't quote me on any of this just yet, aside from the fact that it's going to happen. But might try to do it live and then record like a good quality version of it simultaneously and do the live one like damn near the whole night.
Right.
For like hours, as long as we can. And then take the good footage of it and just cut it down to maybe like an hour or two.
So what I was thinking, and this is all we're going to bounce after this episode, we can bounce some ideas back and forth, but I have a table this same exact size.
Yeah.
That I was going to put next to like where we're going to play like beer pong or video games or something like that. Mm-hmm. And like it's just interchangeable, so like we'll start with me and you, and then like, oh, your team has to go play pong, so like Josh will come over here,
take over and talk to somebody,
and we'll just like commentate on the game. We'll commentate what Evan Wiley will probably be dancing, doing something funny.
Yeah, talking like this just happened, or getting like the skinny about.
And then like, okay, well, I'm up now, so like it's gonna be like Josh and like Jared fill in,
and then people are just kind of waiting.
It's like that's what I kind of want to do.
That's
like,
exactly,
even like this setup. If we can get some microphones,
I'd essentially like to just recreate this there, and stream it.
Don't bring these. I can find like some microphone stands,
like little ones.
Yeah, these just like slide in.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to. Like, thing is these got to be like right in front of what's happening. That's why they record so well.
Ooh.
So like right now, if they're like this far away or down here, or something, it's obviously not as loud.
Could we tweak that and make it louder, or would it? Like, yeah, because Joe Rogan's always yelling at people like, stand closer to the mic.
Yeah, if we made it any louder, it would get more distorted. You'd hear a lot more background noise.
Well, would this be a big pain in the ass to take off?
No, no, these will be no problem. Like,
what's going to be the biggest problem, you think? Is the PC?
The biggest problem will be recording and where to store it. That's why I told you I almost contemplated just packing up my PC tower and a monitor, and bringing it over there and just setting it up, have everything run to it.
I mean, we can always do that.
There's going to be quite a few cords run. You know what I mean? Things are going to have to stay plugged in. And if I don't do it like that, I'll have to do it all through my phone and stream it live and just hope that it's all there and in good shape.
That's like a risk.
It is. It really is.
So, like, if you need me, I can come down here and help you get all this shit.
Man. See, that's what I mean.
But, like, you're going to have to, like, look how much shit you have plugged into that. And
well, I mean, I would take the bare minimum. There's a lot of shit that's plugged into that I wouldn't necessarily need for that. You know,
it's completely up to you.
But
we can do it whatever way you decide, because like I said at the beginning of the show, you have this figured out and I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
I want to do something. I want to get like a setup at my house too, so like one day like you and Jared can come up to my house and we can do it and not have to fuck with it anything.
No, I have to work on somehow making, at least on a small scale, making the podcast mobile, because there's a few things in the future I want to do, and I think are the possibility, especially with the wrestling podcast.
Right. Especially
I'm gonna
you
have
start
to do
interviewing, or maybe a local show might want you guys there.
Something, but like I know that Jared and I have a few things up our sleeve. I won't give anything out there because nothing's really official yet either. But but we got some plans in mind. So
even if it was official, it could fall through.
Exactly.
So, yeah, don't get your hopes up until it's in writing or it's
happened.
You're happening right then.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess look forward to that.
That's gonna be.
I'm sure I'll let you know when I know what's happening.
I hope. Dude, or it's going to be a bust. We're going to be like, we're 30. We're tired. Let's go to bed.
The thing I'm most excited for, dude, is buffalo chicken tip. I've had a hankering for it for like the last month and a half. So I cannot wait. I'm going to eat a lot of it.
In 6 days, you have a whole crock pot of it.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's long enough for the following Sunday. Bring it with you, and we'll eat it on the next podcast after that.
Sounds good.
We'll just eat it the whole show. Like, it'll be the most annoying podcast ever. Crunching and gooping and all that shit. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been JAMUP number 16. We are in our teenage years.
We're driving.
We've got puberty. Our dicks are getting hard for everything. Mm-hmm. And
you saying dicks and hard
made our dicks hard. How weird is that? But we've made it, and look forward to that next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're an audio listener, we do this on YouTube as a video podcast. So that's at youtube.com/madarchermedia. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe there too. T-shirts available at madarcher.threadless.com. Facebook, look us up on Facebook, and Jeff's on Twitter. You can follow him at Jeff Hughes MMA.
Yeah,
there you go.
And Instagram. I'm like I do more on Instagram than I do Twitter.
Oh yeah,
Twitter's fucking weird.
I'm on Twitter, but
if it was up to me, I wouldn't have a Twitter.
Me too.
Yeah,
like I think it's just like
I just heard
less capable Facebook.
I just heard somebody talk. Oh, Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah,
was like. That was one of the questions. Does he have a Twitter? And he's like, no, I don't do Twitter.
I don't. It's for celebrities, like.
And he's a celebrity, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess that's not what I'm saying, but like, that's why I don't really fuck with it.
Right.
But
I don't get it.
I am on Twitter if you want to follow me, because I might be on there one day. It's at the Western Jesus, because Western Jesus was taken. Yeah. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, CastBox, all the different YouTube providers, podcast providers. I'm off my rocker tonight.
It's all right. It's late.
Yeah, and I'm tired. But, yeah, I think that's it. Anything you'd like to say before we go, sir?
Big thank you to Walter back there for being such a good boy.
Yeah. Such a good boy I barely even noticed.
Yeah, he only fucked up the pillow one time, and he didn't bark.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that annoying.
No, he was great.
Very thoughtful and considerate.
Besides that, yeah, I don't have anything. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for getting this far.
It's just begun.
Until then, keep an eye out for a live broadcast coming up next weekend. And until next time.
Hogan must pose. Tell him in every show, just let you know.